All right, guys, welcome back. We had a good long break of striper fishing. We're still going to be doing striper fishing, but now tournament season is starting up again. And the first event is at Eastman Lake. It is ran by Bass 559. So I'm really looking forward to it. Eastman Lake is one of my home lake. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have any time to practice. I'm just getting ready to go to Taz's shop to grab some last minute stuff. I haven't been there in a while, so I'm not sure how the fishing is, but some of my buddies had told me a while back that there's a lot of fish. Just a lot of little 10, 11 inches. It's hard to come across 12 inches, but the big ones are there. So what it seems like is if somebody's on them, somebody can bag 100-inch, which is very possible. So, it seems like a bite that if you're not on them, it's gonna be quite hard to get limit. But if you're on them, you're only getting maybe 5 or 6 bites, but they're the right bites, right? So, the fish should be really fat, feeding up really good right now. I heard there's a lot of crappie on the lake, so the fish are just gorging on the crappies. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. Things I have in the arsenal is probably a Texas rig, a flutter spoon, drop shot, jig, of course. This time of year, jig is a big player for a lot of the lakes around here. So a swim bait, if I get my 5 keepers, I might go toss that swim bait around for a while, but that seems kind of unlikely. The goal is to catch a limit because the limit usually goes a long ways on tournament days. But if the fishing is good, yeah, I'll swing that swim bait around. But if not, we're gonna really grind it off, try to get 5 keepers, try to rack up some points and try to make TOC. Yeah, I'm gonna swing by Taz's shop real quick, grab some stuff, and I'll see you guys out on the waters. First keeper today. It's been a long time since I fished here, but I'll take them. Take 5 today, that's for sure. All right, 13 inches. short and stuffy that guy is. Probably like an 18, 17 incher. 4-pound fish though. All right, guys. Good 4-pounder. Little ones though. Freaking 9 inches. Me? No, I caught 2 keepers, but I had the wrong identifier code. I know, right?
Still fishing events from last year, huh?
I know, right? Shoot. It's all good though. I'm here to have a good time, you know.
I think most of us is just here to beat you.
Shoot, man. You guys got it, man. I haven't been here for a while, so I'm just fishing like old waypoints, you know. All right, so I'm just pretty much running old waypoints, old spots that I feel I can catch a few small keepers. You know, the first spot we stopped at was fishing a rock ledge right there. Got a few bites there, caught one good fish, and the other one was a keeper, but unfortunately I had the wrong code on it. Kind of rookie mistake, but it happens. Keeper, but that might haunt me later because, man, it's pretty tough today. You know, getting a bite is hard enough, but to get a keeper, man, it's brutal. Since we didn't get any practice, just gonna run a bunch of old stuff that I've caught fish from before, so it's nothing really crazy, but some of these spots feel really good and look really good, just nothing on them, right? But we'll keep grinding away. Another little squeaker. That's a better fish. Nope. Jeez. That's a good one. All right, guys, keeper number 2, 17 inches. Very next cast in. That's another good one. Yep, that's a good fish. Batty right there. That's a 6-pounder right there. I haven't caught a big large one like this in a long time. Geez, look at the gut on that. And the very next cast, geez, that's definitely a 5-pounder for sure. Short, probably about 19 inches. All right, guys, number 3, solid fish. Look at that. It's like a 5-pounder. Freaking thick fish. Yeah, we're just very fortunate to stumble across those 2 solid fish right there. I mean, it is a grind today, so I'll take any keeper today. Sucks that I kind of messed up at the beginning with that first keeper, because man, every keeper, it goes a long ways. I might just camp it out here for the rest of the day. keeper. Nope. Jeez. So many of these little guys. Good fish right here. Took a long time, but we got number 4. Seems it broke free. I can pump that thing. Another solid fish. Got a 3.5 pounder right here. Fat. Alright guys. Number 4, 17 inches. Solid fish right here. Alright, so earlier I caught those 2 good fish here and I stopped getting bites. Fished there for about an hour. I didn't get any more bites. Went back to the other spot where I caught those rats. I caught some more rats. I let the spot sit for a bit and let it calm down. And I came back and right away I caught another good fish. So sometimes when you're beating up the fish, you leave them alone, you come back again later, they'll bite again. But just happy I caught one more. Man, jeez, need to get one more keeper. Kind of bummed because that first one today, just kind of catch. It's hard to shake that off because you had the fish in the hand and you had the wrong code. But you know, just a little rookie mistake on my part. But just learn from your mistakes, right? It's a bite. Little guy. Maybe not. No, it's gonna be a little guy. Come on, let him be a keeper. About 10 3/4. Alright guys, finally got number 5, little 12-incher.
First, second, and third. Okay, that pays out $40, and then the percentage I broke it.
Alright guys, that's gonna be it for Bass 559 at Eastman Lake. The bite was pretty good, just a lot of small fish, non-scoreable fish. It was hard to come across a keeper-sized fish. You know, the weather condition was pretty rough on us as well. It was cold, it was windy, and it was raining at the same time. You know, but at the end of the day, we ended up bagging the win. You know, we got first place. I was kind of surprised. You know, I didn't get any practice in, so you know, I'll take whatever I can get, right? So the goal out there for me was to just go out there and try to catch a limit. You know, I stuck to baits that I knew that worked for me on that lake. You know, and just your small profiles, baits and stuff like that. Your worms and your jigs, right? That usually kind of catches them this time of year. Basically, my game plan was I just went in, you know, I just fished a lot of community holes and I fished old waypoints. You know, I rotated these locations around and was able to bag 5 keepers. At the beginning of the day, I was running a little bit late. You know, I was kind of one of the last ones to get out the water. You know, as I was writing my identifier code, I ended up putting the wrong code on. I forgot what the A in the code, so my first keeper did not count. You know, we kind of sometimes we make those simple mistakes. You know, of course we learn from them. At the same time, you know, you kind of plays in your head. You're like, oh man, the bite's tough, man. I might not get a limit because of this. You know, I might only end up coming in to weigh in with only 4 fish. So when I struggled throughout the day and I only had 4 keepers and time was running out, it starts to play in your head a bit. And luckily enough for us, we ended up running into our last keeper at the end right there. But kind of want to talk about some of the baits that did the trick for us. You know, we fished a lot of baits, and of course everything got bit. But what baits that got me the better quality bites or the keeper bites were going to be, one of them was going to be the Nico rig. This is a 4-inch Gary Yamamoto Cinco in watermelon blackflake. You know, we have a VMC Nico rig hook, and the weight I'm using is a 3/32 ounce nail weight. I have it sticking out of the bait quite a bit, so when I'm working it, it's taking off the rocks and stuff. It gets bit by everything. You know, through the 5-inch, got bit, but not as much as the 4-inch. But you know, especially if you're just trying to catch fish, you know, this is a great way to catch them. It doesn't get hung up a lot in the rocks. You know, goes over those sticky areas really well. And that's basically one of the baits that did the trick for me. I felt very confident I can catch a lot of fish, catch better quality fish on it as well. But the 4-inch Gary Yamamoto Cinco on the Nico rig was what caught me 2 of my keepers. Of course, this time of year, the jig is a big player. I still these LA custom jigs. These are the 1/2 ounce round heads, finesse. Very great jigs, you know, very small, compact with a mean stout hook. So when you do hook into a good quality fish, you know, this thing is not gonna fold out on you. Pretty much 2 colors I threw, which was this Phantom Crawl, which is your green pumpkin, brown orange. And then this is a custom color I had them make for me. This is brown and orange, but it has 4 different color strands to it, which is really nice. Very natural. It's more your brown and orange. I only threw one trailer on it, which is a 4-inch Gary Yamamoto twin tail and green pumpkin. This time of year, I really like the round heads, and these ones in particular are 1/2 ounce, so I can fish them at any depth. Keep that bait on the bottom, maintain bottom contact at all times. So I kind of talked about what I did and where I went, right? So I fished, like I said, I fished community holes, I fished old waypoints as well. Pretty much all my fish that I caught that were keepers were on ledges or steeper drops. And these steeper drop areas had a lot of rock boulders and really sticky rocks and stuff. And you know, with the conditions we had, I thought that the fish were going to be at the very tops of the ledge or the break, but they were not. The small ones were on the tops of it, but all my big bites had came from at the very base of it. So you know, the ledge is on top, it drops, there's a break, drops all the way down, and it comes back down like that. They're on the very base of it. As it starts to rise, they're on the very bottom of it, and that's basically where the bigger ones were at. I was thinking they'll be up there with that overcast and things like that, but they weren't. They pulled all the way back down there. And I kind of found that out because the first fish I caught was on the top, and it was a smaller fish. And then I was working my bait back down onto the bottom, and the bait was pretty much almost under my boat, and that's where I got bit. That fish was in around 30 feet. And then another quality fish I caught was, I threw it up on top, and I was working it, and then got down to below my boat again. I got bit again. So these fish that I thought that were going to be in anywhere from 10 to 25 were not there. They're actually deeper than that. They're around 30 to 50 feet. Seems to be where the better quality fish seems to be for me. So after I found that out, I started to pull out further and bomb onto the top and work it all the way down to the very base of it. That's basically where I was getting my bites. You know, that seems to be the pattern for me. Really sticky boulders, steep drops. That's kind of my pattern, you know. Really, honestly, if you're going out there, pretty much what you're only really going to be needing out there, really just throw a jig around. You know, this time of year, jig catches big ones. So yeah, that's gonna be it for Eastman Lake. I think my next tournament is gonna be at Orville in February. I'm not too sure. I gotta double check my calendar, and that will be Yakabas. But really excited to start the tournament season up again. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one.